The summer solstice, the longest day of daylight in the northern hemisphere. The summer solstice always occurs between June 20th and June 22nd, but because the calendar doesn't exactly reflect the Earth's rotation, the precise time shifts slightly each year. While the entire northern hemisphere will see its longest day of the year on the summer solstice, the sun is only directly overhead at the Tropic of Cancer. You might think that because the solstice occurs in summer, that means the Earth is closest to the sun in its elliptical revolution. However, the Earth is actually closest to the sun around the time the northern hemisphere experiences winter. The term solstice is derived from the Latin words sol, sun, and sistere, to stand still. Because of the sun's relative position in the sky at noon, it does not appear to change much during the solstice and its surrounding days. Cultures around the world have held celebrations in conjunction with the solstice for hundreds of years. Among these is Midsummer, which is celebrated on June 24 in Scandinavia and other Northern European countries. In 2016, the people of Norway set a world record for the tallest bonfire on that day with their 155.5-foot celebratory blaze. The solstice is the longest day of the year and thus gets the most sunlight, but the temperature usually doesn't reach its annual peak until a month or two later. That's because water, which makes up most of the Earth's surface, has a high specific heat, meaning it takes a while to both heat up and cool down. Because of this, the Earth's temperature takes about 6 weeks to catch up with the sun. People have long believed Stonehenge was the site of ancient Druid solstice celebrations because of the way the sun lines up with the stones on the winter and summer solstices. In paganism and Wicca, midsummer is celebrated with a festival known as Litha. In ancient Europe, the festival involved rolling giant wheels lit on fire into bodies of water to symbolize the balance between fire and water. In ancient Egypt, the summer solstice preceded the appearance of the Sirius star, which the Egyptians believed was responsible for the annual flooding of the Nile that they relied upon for agriculture. Because of this, the Egyptian calendar was set that the start of the year coincided with the appearance of Sirius just after the solstice. In ancient China, the summer solstice was the yin to the winter solstice's yang. Throughout the year, the Chinese believed the powers of yin and yang waxed and waned in reverse proportion to each other. At the summer solstice, the influence of yang was at its height, but the celebration centered on the impending switch to yin. Each year on the summer solstice, the Alaska Gold Panners of Fairbanks celebrate their status as the most northerly baseball team on the planet with a game that starts at 10 p.m. and stretches well into the following morning, without the need for artificial light, known as the Midnight Sun Game. The tradition originated in 1906 and was taken over by the Gold Panners in 1960, the first year of their existence. Legend has it that it was on the summer solstice in 1633 that Galileo was forced to recant his declaration that the earth revolves around the sun. Even with doing so, He still spent the rest of his life under house arrest by the church. The Greek festival of Cornea, which honored Cronus, the god of agriculture, often coincided with the solstice. The festival was distinguished from other annual feasts and celebrations in that slaves and freemen participated in the festivals as equals. In Rome, midsummer coincided with the festival of Vestalia, which honored Vesta, the Roman goddess who guarded virginity and was considered the patron of the domestic sphere. On the first day of this festival, married women were allowed to enter the temple of the Vestal Virgins, from which they were barred the rest of the year.